It's no secret that sous videing ribs makes them way better than traditionally cooked ribs. I've done multiple tests where I compare smoked and then sous vided ribs to ribs that are smoked the traditional way, and the sous vide ribs come out better every time. But which method is better, smoking and then sous videing, or sous videing and then smoking? We're going to find out in this video, so let's get smoking. Quick review of the research first. A lot of people think that smoking and then sous videing is the superior way to go because there's this myth that's very popular out there that meat stops taking on smoke flavor after it gets warm. So after about 140 degrees Fahrenheit, as the myth goes, the meat will no longer absorb any smoke flavor. But that's not necessarily true. According to modernist cuisine, as long as the surface of the meat stays moist, it will absorb smoke. And according to Meathead, meat does not have a window for smoke absorption that shuts off when it cooks. While it will absorb more smoke when it's cold, it also absorbs more smoke when it's wet. So as long as the meat is moist and you're continually adding wood to the fire to create smoke, you're going to continue to build smoke flavor. Another thing that people might be concerned about is that the smoke ring potentially might not form if you sous vide first, because the myoglobin chemical reaction that occurs in the meat needs to take place at lower temperatures, and there's some stuff out on the internet there that says smoke rings won't form after around 150 degrees Fahrenheit. But again, that's not necessarily true. According to Meathead, the smoke ring will continue to form all the way up to 170 internal, and I've observed this to be true as well. I've taken meat all the way up to 170, 175 degrees internal in the sous vide, and then I've refrigerated it overnight and smoked it the next day, and it will actually form a smoke ring. It's not as pronounced as if you started from cold, but it will form that smoke ring even if you take it to that higher temperature. Now, looking at some YouTube videos that cover this topic, Guga did a similar experiment, and he really liked the ribs that were smoked after sous videing, and JB Sous Vide also did a similar experiment and found the opposite. He liked the ribs that were smoked first and then sous videed second. So there's some conflicting opinions out there, and honestly, it could just be because no two racks of ribs are identical. One rack of ribs could have been fattier or better marbled, and that's why Guga liked it, and the other rack of ribs that JB Sous Vide did were better marbled and thicker than the thinner rack that he did the opposite way. So that's why in this experiment, I'm using 2 racks of ribs for each test to try to control that a little bit better. So what's my hypothesis for this video? Well, I think that the ribs that are smoked first and then sous videed second are going to be better because I feel like they absorb more smoke flavor when they're cold, and they just get a better bark when you start them right off on the smoker at the very early stage of the cook. But I could be biased because that's the way that I smoke all of my meat. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the results of this experiment will be, and maybe I'll be proven wrong, but we won't know until we actually do the experiment. So let's get to it, starting with rubbing the ribs. All right, I've got 4 racks of ribs here. They're St. Louis style cut ribs, and I'm going to apply some rub from Sure Shot Sid's, which is one of my favorite rub brands, actually. This one is the Smoky Bacon Gunpowder Rub, which is really good just as a kind of light layer on ribs. So I'm going to apply that now. Just get my camera in focus there. We'll give that a light layer of the Smoky Bacon. Just gives an extra little pork kick to the ribs, which I really like. Do the back and front. And then the final layer I'm using is the Honey Barbecue Rub, which is really delicious. Adds a lot of sugar and salt to the ribs. Goes really well with ribs. And I'm going to give a really ample coating to the back. Give it a coat on the front. And guys, Sure Shot Sid's has a ton of different excellent flavors of rubs. One of the ones that I really like is the coffee rub. This roasted coffee gunpowder seasoning with decaffeinated coffee grounds in it, and it's really good on stuff like pork butt. I tried it on pork belly, and it's absolutely amazing. If you guys want to try out some of this rub, I'm going to link it in the description section below. Highly recommend it. This is the original gunpowder rub. Goes great on stuff like steaks. I use it as a finishing layer on a lot of the briskets that I cook. It's got some charcoal powder in it, so it darkens up the brisket bark a little bit. It's got some good stuff like MSG, and it's got this stuff called grillin' flavor, which adds like authentic charcoal grilled flavor to a brisket, which is just absolutely amazing. So highly recommend you guys try this out. Check it out in the description section below. Buy some. And let me know in the comments how you like it. I always like to hear feedback from my viewers about the different products that I promote on this channel. All right, these ribs are all rubbed up, so I'm going to take 2 of them, and I'm going to put 2 of them in my sous vide holding chest. It's basically a sous vide machine, but I'm cooking with steam instead of fully submerged in water, and I'm holding these ribs at 150 degrees for the next 18 hours. And for the second set of ribs that I'm smoking first and then sous videing second, I'm heading out to my Oklahoma Joe's Longhorn. I'm going to add some Fogo charcoal and light it with my grill gun. This thing is awesome. If you guys want to check it out, it's in the description section below. Lights charcoal and fireboxes in less than 60 seconds. You don't have to mess around with a charcoal chimney, which has a bunch of smoke, and it takes 15 to 20 minutes. This thing is super efficient and just runs on a bottle of propane. I just use a full tank of propane, so it's even more convenient because I don't have to buy those little annoying bottles that run out constantly. Next thing I'm doing is I am putting the ribs on the smoker at 225 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to run it for around 2 to 3 hours at 225 degrees Fahrenheit until the ribs get some nice color and they are up to around 140 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't want to go much above that temperature because I've done tests in the past where I've gone up to 165, 175 before sous videing, and it didn't have as good results as the ones I just took up to 140. So after those ribs are smoked up to 140 to 150, I'm taking them off the smoker, and then I am vac sealing them. I am putting them in a bag, and I'm adding them to the sous vide holding chest with the other ribs, and they're going to hold for 18 hours until the next day when I will smoke them. The next morning, after 18 hours, I'm taking the unsmoked ribs out of the sous vide holding chest, and I'm putting them on the Oklahoma Joe's offset smoker. They're going to smoke for 2 to 3 hours at 225 degrees until they get to a color that I like, but really I'm trying to smoke them just to get some bark, some smoke flavor, and I'm trying not to go too much above maybe 150. I don't want to get too high in temperature because I want them to be consistent with the other ribs that were smoked first and then sous videed second. And after these ribs are smoked, I'm taking all of the ribs, including the ribs that were pre-smoked, and I'm saucing them up and putting them back on the smoker to tack up the sauce, and then I'm getting ready to slice into them and do the taste test comparison. All right, guys, these are the ribs that were sous videed first and then smoked second. Both ribs were obviously sauced and set up on the smoker the same way, so they look kind of similar, but these were the ones that were sous videed, and then we gave them some smoke afterwards. So I'm going to slice off some nice double ribs here, right in the middle, just to give myself a really thick example, and I'll give this one a taste. Well, first of all, I'll give you guys a look. Looks pretty nice. Looks like there's a lot of moisture retention on the inside of the rib, so it looks pretty good to me. Nice bark. Nice bite through texture, a little bit of tug. That's how I like them. It's retained a lot of porkiness, so it's not overcooked. It's not dry at all. It's really good. I really like these ribs a lot. They're super good. I'm gonna save that one actually, because I want to finish that off. Okay, these are the ribs that we smoked first and then sous videed second. So we'll try these out and see if there's a difference. Again, I'm just getting a nice double rib here, right in the middle. And I'll give you guys a close-up. So again, it's looking like it has a lot of moisture retention. It's really juicy. Let's see how it tastes. Nice bite through texture. Perfect consistency. You know what, honestly guys, it tastes almost identical to the last rib that I ate. So both racks of ribs are tasting very similar right now. Almost identical. I'm gonna take another slice. Well, I'll take another rib from the sous videed first and then smoked second rack. Very similar to the other one. Let's get a second rack here. This is why I did 2 of each, just so I could get a better example of each one. So this is the sous videed and then smoked rib from the second rack. Looking really juicy. Super bite through, really good rib. This rack is better than the other one, even though they were cooked the same way. And I'm going to take another rib from the other rack of ribs that was smoked first and then sous videed second. Looking pretty similar to the other ones. Really good bite through texture. Also extremely good. Okay, so what is my conclusion? Well, both racks of ribs that I tried using the sous vide and then smoked method and the smoke and then sous vide method tasted pretty much identical. There was more variation between the racks of ribs that were cooked the exact same way because of the thickness of the rib. One was thinner, one was thicker in certain areas. One had more fat marbling in it and it was just a better texture. Then there was a difference between both cooking methods. So that kind of tells me that the cooking methods are pretty similar here. I wasn't getting any more or less smoke flavor with either method. I wasn't getting any different texture or taste. So whether you want to sous vide first and smoke second or smoke first and sous vide second, based on this experiment, I don't think it really makes a difference. The one thing I would say is it's a little bit more convenient to sous vide first and then smoke second because I can put my ribs in the sous vide bag and sous vide them all night. So I put them in on, let's say, a Friday night. They sous vide for the next 18 hours, and then I take them out a couple hours before dinner the next day or lunch maybe, and then I put them on the smoker, I give them some smoke, and then I don't have to relight the smoker and take them out of the bag and smoke them twice. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you want to get more involved in the Smoke Trails barbecue community, consider joining my Patreon. I'll link it below. You can join the Facebook group called the Smoke Trails Barbecue Nerds Facebook group. You can follow me on Instagram, and you can leave a comment below. You can like and subscribe. All great ways to be involved in the community. So I will see you in the next video, and until then, happy smoking.